What's up, WWE Games fans? I'm here with the Rattlesnake, the legend, Stone Cold Steve Austin. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here today.
Glad to be here.
Tell us a little about what you're doing here at THQ right now.
Well, we did some voiceovers for WWE All Stars. Yeah. You know, we're here with the Tough Enough kids. The lesson of the week has been creativity. So they're here with the brains and the geniuses here at THQ to create their own character in a video game.
That's awesome. So speaking of Tough Enough, you know, watching these kids being all inspired to be a part of the WWE, what inspired you to be to pursue a career in wrestling? That's probably a long answer.
Well, you know what, and these days they always want to say sports entertainment. But back in the day it was pro wrestling. And I grew up in South Texas. I was changing channels on my TV when I was about 7 or 8 years old. And the local promotion was Houston Wrestling, run by Paul Bosch. I saw two guys in the ring there at the Houston Coliseum. It was a smoke-filled arena, dimly lit atmosphere, totally different than the production that is today. And I just immediately fell in love with it. It was two guys in there fighting for a gold championship belt. And it was so real to me that I just fell in love with it and knew that one of these days that's what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. Well, that's very inspiring. With being a coach and a mentor on Tough Enough, how does it feel to be watching these kids, you know, rising through the ranks and working to be a superstar?
Well, you know, it's been interesting because we've had kids green as grass with really no experience inside the ring. And, you know, with some people that have some indie experience, you know, 4, 6, 9, even 11 years. But at the end of the day, you know, you see so much of their technique is wrong and how much correct training have they really had. You know, my goal there is to work with the trainers to get them up to speed so that they're sound technically, fundamentally, and they're safe, but also to pay some dues. And I wish all these kids well, but at the end of the day, man, there can be only one, and this person's going to get a contract to Tough Enough. And we're doing our damnedest to find, you know, the next WWE superstar. So we hope that the show does well. I'm having an absolute blast doing it, and it turns out we actually have some pretty good kids.
So you are making these kids tough enough, so to speak, right?
We're damn sure we really are putting them through the paces. We've got Bill DeMott, Booker T, and Trish Stratus. She's certainly the eye candy and one of the greatest divas of all time. So I'm glad we have a female in the mix.
Yeah, no doubt.
But anyway, we're putting them through the paces. And, you know, I remember the way I started back in the day when dinosaurs still roamed the earth. You know, you had to pay your dues. And you started from the bottom and you worked your way to the top. I mean, you got the crap kicked out of you many times. It's a long story short, and Tough Enough. We only have 10 weeks to do this, but I want to make them appreciate the business, pay dues, and learn from the ground up what it takes to be a WWE superstar. And at the end of the day, by all means, respect the product, respect the work that goes inside being in that ring.
So can you give us a little tease? Is there anybody who's participating right now that might be tough enough to go up against some of the greatest superstars and legends in WWE All Stars? Of course, you know, there's you. Nobody can go up against you, obviously, in the Tough Enough cast.
At least
right
on
now.
a video game.
Yeah.
You know, the road to being in the WWE is a long, hard one. The road to becoming a superstar is another hard road, but the road to being a legend, a true legend, is a very long, hard, winding road which very few get to. Of course, these kids don't have the ability or don't even need to be mentioned in the same breath with the people that have paid dues before them. But, you know, down the road, or if they keep applying themselves, if they pay enough dues and they work hard enough and long enough at it, you know, maybe so. But as we speak, man, I mean, you're talking about elite company. I'm a big football fan, baseball fan, professional sports, all of that.
UFC as well.
UFC as well. When you talk WWE, it is the best in the world that do that job. So it's hard competition.
Well, you guys are on the road. I mean, when you were a part of it full time, you're on the road almost 365 days a year, right? I mean, that's a tough grind. You know, it takes a long time to become a superstar.
It ain't for everybody. I tell everybody that it takes a very unique individual who's willing to commit to the lifestyle, to the work, the grind that goes with being a part of WWE. It's not for everybody. You know, you're gonna miss out on family time. You're gonna miss birthdays. You're gonna miss a lot of things. But it is what it is, and it's the greatest job I ever had. I had so much fun doing it, and I think you have to be extremely driven, extremely focused, and to some degree extremely selfish to pursue this type of lifestyle. But it is what it is, and I wouldn't trade my career for anything in the world.
Well, it's, you know, it's legends like yourself that have made the WWE one of the greatest spectacles in the universe, if not the greatest spectacle. Why do you think it's continuing to be such the greatest form of entertainment today?
Man, I mean, the people in you know, the force inside Titan Towers there in Stamford, Connecticut, I mean, they're committed to providing entertainment, you know, and it's gone beyond being pro wrestling to sports entertainment And man, under that umbrella, they're trying to entertain millions and millions of people. And going from, you know, their 24/7 network and every which way they're trying to expand. They're in 150 countries and 30, 40, 50 different languages now. You know, it's what you do in life is to grow and become, you know, bigger, stronger, and better. And the WWE is committed to providing, you know, this kind of entertainment for their fan base. And it's a global fan base, and it just keeps getting bigger.
So in WWE All Stars, you're part of the legendary company of guys like Bret the Hitman Hart, The Rock, Ultimate Warrior, and superstars of today, John Cena, Randy Orton, CM Punk. What's it like being a part of one of the greatest rosters of all time in a WWE wrestling video game?
You know, to sit here and talk to you as Steve Austin, man, I mean, it's an honor. And, you know, I committed my life to trying to be the best that I could. And I never knew, you know, when I started in Dallas, Texas in 1989, that it would lead to what it, you know, became.
Sure.
And as Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'd say, well, hell, son, it's just another day at the office. They're lucky to be in that game with me. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But it is a great honor, and I'm not really so much of a gamer myself. Obviously, I've been in a million of them. It's great to be in a game like this. I've seen some of the artwork, some of the creative, and I just think it's an outstanding job. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
I think we nailed the stunner pretty accurately.
Nailed the stunner, and you know, made me look pretty good in a way. You know, looks like I've been in the gym, so I'm happy about my physical conditioning too.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of people play you in the game, play as you, and I haven't seen anybody lose yet. So
well,
I'm just saying.
He probably. I'm not going to say that. Hey, I'm unbeatable. Everybody does have a bad day at the office.
So hey, you recently returned to Raw, and that is, you know, the fans went nuts, went crazy. You sprayed beer all over the place, and it was a good party. What's it like being working with the WWE again?
You know, it's always fun to go back. You know, it just seems, you know, we were about a month away from WrestleMania.
Sure.
So the time out there was a little bit shorter than I would have liked it to have been. I really wanted to run my mouth and have some promo time, but we had to take care of the business at hand in a short fashion. But anytime you get to go out there in front of those people and you get that spike of adrenaline, I tell people all the time, there's nothing you can compare that to. If you could bottle it up and sell it, you'd be a billionaire. I appreciate my fan base. I've always loved my fans for sticking by me, and when you go back, you know, to a place like Dallas, and that's where I started back in 1989 at the Dallas Sportatorium, you know, home of the world famous Von Erichs. So to be back in Texas, my home state, and the town that I started in, was a good day at the office. And it's different because the product has changed so much.
Right.
You see the young superstars back there. You see so many green men and women back there, and they're trying to pay their dues and get their chops up and become, you know, real efficient and great mechanics in the ring, along with, once you figure that out, putting the salt and pepper on the steak to become a loved or hated entertainer.
Not a $2 steak, right?
No, not a $2 steak. I mean a filet mignon. You know, to see everybody trying to hone their craft, trying to, you know, see the question marks in their minds about, you know, what do I need to do to get to the next level? It's fun to see that, and it's fun to see competition. And I remember being there, and I remember blowing past everybody and the run I had. You know, I hope everybody can have the same type of run. That won't happen, but it's good to see everybody.
That's awesome. I mean, what was, you know, when you stepped right back out onto that ramp and walked on down? I mean, can you just describe kind of that euphoria you were feeling, that feeling in your head?
Man, I tell you what, it's just that when the glass breaks and you hear that explosion, you walk down there. The fans want more, they expect more, so you want to give them more. And you know, I would have liked to have done more, but it's just fun. The flavor of WWE has changed. It's more of a PG flavor now. And I understand that, and I can respect and appreciate that.
I think you dirtied it up a little bit.
Well, yeah, in doses. Now, I don't think you want to go hardcore in the
Sure.
other direction, because, you know, it's a lot more kid-friendly, corporate-friendly environment, and I can understand that from a growth perspective. But, you know, back in the day, as I was, you know, running roughshod over everybody in that company, I was a very edgy, you know,
Tough SOB.
Tough SOB, you got to put it mildly. And you never knew what I was going to do. And so I miss those days. As far as when I do go back, I don't miss the business anymore because I've got it out of my system. That being said, I have a love for the business and an appreciation for the fans, which will never die.
Yeah.